I created a theme page over on Threads a couple of months ago, and I got really lazy with it. And I've added about 12,000 followers in the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to share some kind of lessons and some mistakes I've made in hopes that you can avoid those mistakes. So again, I created the theme page April 20th. Got really lazy with it. Had 500 followers on June 28th. And then I came across a page who inspired me, a lady in the women's empowerment niche, and she inspired me. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back to this page. Now this page is outside the Make Money Online. It's a dad page. And so I started posting content on it June 28th, and I just crossed over 13,000 followers. I think yesterday. It's blowing up. I can't like some of the content. I don't know. I've learned a lot, and so I put out a paid offer on Friday of last week, not to deal with Make Money Online, and I've only sold it once. So it's been disappointing. And so I ran a poll yesterday. You can run polls on Threads, which is a really great feature. And you can poll your audience. So I asked them, I said, what do you want most? And I gave them 4 choices. One was Make Money Online. 2 of the choices dealt with relationships, more connected with your child, a better connection with your child, more connection with your partner. And then the 4th choice was lose your dad bod. Those are the 4 choices. So again, they were across the 3 different niches: health, relationships, wealth. I thought the connection with your partner was going to be the number 1 seller. I mean, the most voted on. It was not. That came in last place, surprisingly. And I phrased it the proper way. Or maybe I didn't phrase it the proper way. But I said more sex with your partner. That's how I phrased it. Because I'm in a few dads groups in Facebook, and without a doubt, the number 1 problem that these dads talk about is S3X with their partner. So I assumed that was going to be the thing they wanted most, but I was wrong. That came in last place. The 3rd place was more connected with your child. That's what my offer is around, being more connected with your child. I thought that was a big, big problem. And I know it is, but that came in 3rd place out of the 4 that I gave. The 2nd place was how to lose the dad bod, how to lose weight, which that wasn't too surprising. And then number 1, and it won by a lot, was Make Money Online, which that really surprised me. I thought that might come in 2nd or 3rd place. I did not think that was going to come in 1st place, but that's what these dads said they wanted, was Make Money Online. So I ran the poll, and now I'm like, okay, so I did some research, which I should have done before I launched my offer. That's the lesson here. Don't make the same mistake I did. Not that it's that big of a deal. I launched the offer last Friday. Today's Monday. It's not like it took a ton of time or anything. It's just a 7-day email challenge. But I learned that, okay, I should have probably polled my audience beforehand. And the poll doesn't mean that there's a lot of factors to it, but if you're on a social media platform, poll your audience, ask them questions. It's not the best data, but it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Like getting on the phone and talking with your market, that's going to be the best data. But that's also, that takes a lot of time, but it is going to be the best data. And that's what I recommend. I've made several videos on this channel about that. So now I see, okay, these dads want to learn how to make money online, which is cool because out of those 4 choices, I feel that's what I'm best at. That's my wheelhouse, so that comes naturally to me. So I'm kind of like, cool, it's not what I wanted to teach them, but I do feel most comfortable teaching them because I've done it, and I've done it for a long, long time. So now I will probably create a product, an offer on something regarding how to make money online, that'll be positioned most likely, specifically for dads, because that's what this page is about. So I did find it quite interesting. I went in there assuming, which I shouldn't have assumed. We all know that, what you get when you assume and make an ass out of you and me. And I assumed they wanted to be connected with their kids. I assumed, and that one did get like 23% of the vote. So that did have a lot of votes. It was very close. All 4 choices were very close. The Make Money Online, I think, was 35%. The dad bod, I think, was 26%. And then the with your partner was like 18%. So they were all very close. They were all just a couple votes away. So it wasn't like anything was a clear runaway winner, I would say. The Make Money Online was a clear winner. I wouldn't say it was like a runaway winner, though. So now back to the drawing board, and I am going to work on an offer on helping these dads make money online, most likely with Threads, because I've done really well on Threads. I've built a six-figure business on Threads. So it's kind of funny. Like, I look at it, and I shared the results with my buddy Conrad and my friend Audrey earlier, and Audrey's like, "Well, this is perfect. Like this is perfect." And then I think my buddy Conrad saw the results, and he's like, "This is in your wheelhouse, man. Like, this is what you do." So I was like, "Yeah, I guess that's a good point." I was kind of bummed out, thinking I was kind of hoping it would be outside the Make Money Online space, but that's what these people voted for. That's what they wanted. That's what they desired most. So anyways, so I'm going to work on, like I said, I'm going to work on an offer. But you can do this with whatever platform you're on. Run some type of a poll, ask them, have conversations with your people. I've built up an email list. I launched my newsletter on this dad's page a week ago today. And I think I'm at 208 subscribers, which I'm super pumped about. That's what I'm most excited about, is I have 200 people on my email list. Oh, by the way, I've got a TMI. I got a bad rash with my vest, so I stopped wearing my vest. That's why I have my little headphone. I meant to bring that up in the first part of the video, because some of you are like, what the hell does he have that on his head for? I can't wear my vest, and I wore my microphone on my shirt last week, and I had a comment on YouTube. The lady's like, "I can barely hear you. You're too quiet." So I was like, shit, I need to get it closer to my mouth. So I'm hoping up here is a little bit better than down here, because down here apparently it was somewhat quiet. So hopefully I could wear my vest again, because I feel naked without it. But man, I won't get into it, having a bad rash on my left-hand side, and I think it's from the vest. Anyways, kind of rambling on, but take that, if you have any type of audience, it doesn't have to be this big audience either. Do a little market research. Ask them questions. You might have to DM some people. That's okay. And figure out what they want, or figure out the problems that they're having. And ask them. Again, some of the depending on what platform you're on, you can ask them. Now, I did ask a question to this dad's page last week, but how I framed it, I said, leave your answer in the comments down below. Most people don't like doing that. I think I got 2 answers, and I'll tell you why. They don't like doing that because then other people can see what they're struggling with. So the poll feature on like Instagram, you have the poll feature on Threads, I think the poll feature on Facebook, on a lot of these platforms, it keeps it anonymous. So other people don't see that. And that's really important, because a lot of people are embarrassed, especially men. They don't want to vote and have other people see, oh my God, you see Steve? He's connected with his kids. He must not be, but like with a poll like that, like, it's completely anonymous that nobody sees it. But how I asked it last week, I didn't run the poll feature. I just said, like, what problems are you having, or something like that. And I gave them multiple choice, and I said, let me know in the comments below what you're struggling with. And it fell flat. Like I said, I got 2 comments, because people don't want to admit their problems in public. So running like a poll where it's somewhat anonymous, DMing people, you can do that. You can set up, there's websites out there, I don't know if I'm off the top of my head, where you can set up like little free surveys, come up with, you can probably do it with Google Forms you can do it with Google Forms, to be completely honest. Set up just a 1-question survey, give them like 4 things that they want, or 4 problems that they have, and reach out to people and say, hey, do you mind filling out this 1-question survey? It'll take you 10 seconds. It's completely anonymous. I don't see your answer. And most people will be like, yeah, I'll do that. So maybe you do it via DMs, if you don't have like a large social media audience, you got to do a little hustle, but get a little bit of research, get a little bit of feedback, and then you can tailor your offer based on what they say. And not only that, so when I ran this poll, now I have a really good idea of what type of content to create. These men just told me the top 2 desires: weight loss and how to make money on the internet. Guess what my content is going to be tailored towards moving forward? Weight loss and how to make money on the internet. So running a poll, it helps you create an offer. It helps you to give an idea on what your market needs help with, but also not just your offer, but what kind of content. Now I'm going to double down on these 2 types of content, because that's what my audience wants to hear more about. I'll still talk about the other stuff, but I'm not going to talk about it as much, because they told me the 2 desires that they have. lose weight, lose the dad bod, and also make money on the internet. So that's my lesson for today. If you have a little audience, or any audience at all, ask them questions. Create a survey. Use Google Forms. Use the feature on social media. I think just about every social media platform has that feature. Leverage it. I leverage it on Threads not as often as I should, but I do run polls and I get feedback from my community. And I tailor my messaging, I tailor my content, I tailor my offers to what they tell me. I launched Threads Unleashed last year, and the tagline was, I forgot the tagline. The original tagline was like XYZ. I ran a poll right before I launched Threads Unleashed, and I ran a poll. And the number one thing, and I said, what is your biggest problem with Threads? And the number one thing was sales. So I changed the tagline to turn Threads into your ATM machine. I changed it like 12 hours before launch. And I did that based off of the feedback of my audience. So don't sleep on polls. Not many people talk about it. I know it's kind of boring and, oh, gross, poll. But it can really help you dial in your messaging, your content, and also your offers. So anyways, my name is Adam. I do these videos. I earn a living selling silly little PDFs online. So if you have comments, questions, concerns, drop them right down below. I'll do my absolute best to answer them. Also, I do these videos Monday through Friday where I walk around the neighborhood. I took a little seat today. It's a little hot today in Vegas, where I just kind of yap about a topic, a subject, an opinion, a thought, a win, a loss, a mistake made. And I just share it with you guys and gals. One take, no edits. If you like this style video, make sure you click subscribe. Also, I did a video a few weeks ago on how I average $540 each and every day selling silly little PDFs. I lay out my complete system. You can take it and run with it. Anyways, have a wonderful Monday.